Hello friends, welcome to Snippet Snacks. In this video we are going to learn what are data types in Java. Okay, first of all let's see the definition of data types. Data types are used to specify what type of value that the variable want to store. It means if you want to store integer data, you have to create the variable with integer data type using int keyword. Or if you want to store point numbers, you have to create the floating point variable using float keyword. Like this, data types are used based on the size of the value and the type of the value we want to store. Okay, let's see the classification of data types in Java. Firstly, these data types are classified into two types, primitive and non-primitive, also called predefined and user-defined. This predefined means these primitive data types are all referred using keywords. Now let's see the primitive data types. All these data types are primitive data types. Here this byte, short, int and long comes under integer family, meaning that they can store only numbers without fractional part. But the difference between these are size of the values they store. We will discuss it in the next slide. This float and this double comes under float family. The difference between these two also the size of the value they store. This char data type is used to store character values and this boolean is used to store true or false values. They can be categorized into two types, that is numeric, this byte, short, int, long, float and double, these come under numeric data types, and this boolean and this char comes under non-numeric data types. And coming to these non-primitive data types, this class, interface, arrays are all comes under non-primitive data types. Explaining these will take much more time, hence we will discuss each of these in the later videos. In this video we will discuss only these primitive data types. There are total of 8 primitive data types. Here in this table you can see each primitive data type with its size and its range of storing the values with its default value. Okay, coming to this boolean data type, these boolean data types are used in expressions. When we execute an expression, it returns either true or false, whether the expression is correct or incorrect. And this boolean value is used to store that type of values, and this takes only one bit. It stores only true or false, which are keywords, and by default it has a false value. Okay, coming to this char data type stores only one character, that is within single quotes. It takes 2 bytes of data. Generally in C and C++, this char data type takes only 1 byte. As because this C and C++ follows ASCII character set, but in Java, char data type takes 2 bytes of memory because Java follows Unicode character set. It stores only one character. It may be any alphabet or digits from 0 to 9 or any special character. That is only one character. By default, it contains this value \U0000. This byte, short, int, long, these all are comes under integer family, but the difference between these are total size of the value these store. This byte data type takes only 1 byte and it stores values from -128 to +127, and the default value of this byte data type is 0. The next one is short, which takes 2 bytes of data and it stores values from -32,768 to +32,767, and the default value assigned to it is 0. This int is the mostly used data type. It takes 4 bytes and it can store the values from -214 crores to +214 crores, and the default value assigned to it is 0. And coming to this long data type, it occupies 8 bytes of memory and it can store this much of integer value on negative side and this much of integer value on positive side, and the default value assigned is 0. This capital L indicates it is long data type. And the next one is float data type, which takes 4 bytes of memory, and its range is represented in exponential form. This float is a single precision number, that is, it can store up to 7 digits after the point value, and the default value of the float variable is 0.0. Here this F indicates it is float data type. This float and double comes under one family. This double data type takes 8 bytes of memory and is also used to store point values that can store larger values than float data type. It is also represented in exponential form, and the default value is 0.0d, and this d indicates it is double. Likewise, depending on these ranges and these data types, you have to create the variable on your need that can store the value assigned to it. Okay, now we will see a simple program on primitive data types. First of all, I am creating a new class. Here I am giving the class name as Primitive Datatypes Demo. To write the program, I have to create a main function. So I am creating the main function. Okay, I have created the main function. Now I will create a variable for each of the primitive data type and initialize each with a value. Okay, I have created all the variables and initialized each with a value. Now in this program, I will simply output these values. Okay, I have written all the print statements. Now to run this program, press Ctrl Shift F10 all at a time. Here the program is building. See here, we have got the values we given to them. Here the float is a single precision number, meaning that it can store up to 7 digits after this point value, but double is a double precision number, meaning that it can store up to 14 digits after this point value. We have also discussed that each data type has a default value. Only the instance variables will be assigned default value. The local variables will not be assigned default value. Okay, thank you for watching. If you found any discomfort, please write it in the comment box. I will try to correct it. Like or subscribe this video or channel only if you think you learned something from this video.